what's worrying about this is at the moment it's very limited what everybody can do with this stuff anyway. But clearly, the direction that the research goes in is an important thing, and what the ultimate potential for this technology might be, and where that might lead us, and what kind of deadly virus or appalling treatment of human subjects and things might result.
So what is the treatment of the animal subjects when they do that? Is that
well, the animals, live animals aren't really harmed at all.
ask me, I'll tell you everything.
Oh, really? What is stem cell research?
Okay, well, I can only tell you what I think I know. What stem cells are. I have sort of a vague idea of what stem cells are. It's just cells in a very, very embryonic stage of development of an embryo, very first stages of development, which can then become any kind of cell. That's what I understand.
So would they use it to repair?
So those stem cells could turn into liver cells or heart cells or nerve cells. And then by using them, the body can hopefully repair organs. That's my understanding. I'm not sure it's exactly true.
I see.
But, so what would you like to know? What would you like to ask about stem cell research?
What do you know where those scientific advances will move to? Are you talking about curing cancer, or are we talking about irreparable damage to internal organs? Or
Right, that's probably a very, very basic question.
I think what annoys me most about that is the way that it's reported. Quite irresponsible, I think, the way it's reported in the media.
Yeah.
With pictures like you talked about, with the cow here, or
Cow with a human face and all that.
and then there's so many of the public would take that and go, definitely don't agree with that. As if it was explained properly, I think a lot of people would be like, oh, okay.
No one had a kind of problem with it. There was no legislation for it.
No.
I mean, I'm in two minds. I think, there needs to be regulation, but I mean, I think that definitely they should be able to kind of work with sort of these hybrid embryos, definitely. So I think it does need to be regulated. But it's difficult to know, I mean, where it's going to go after that. I mean, I think probably we're going to find out stuff through doing that we don't even know. Do you know what I mean?
It's quite exciting now.
Yeah, it's wicked.
I'd like to know more in this country about what the laws are. So I know quite a bit back home, but I know it's different in every country. So about, whether it's just embryos that have been discarded from IVF that they're allowed to research with, or whether they're other ones that they can use, like sort of, just finding out more about what laws are in place here and how they are allowed to research and experiment.
I read there were 70,000 IVF embryos discarded every year in Australia.
Yeah.
I don't know why I read that, but I read it somewhere this morning.
Yeah, and that's back home they're allowed to use those ones that have been discarded, but anything else they're not allowed to sort of experiment with. So it'd be interesting to see what it's like here, if it's the same or if they have more leeway or less leeway. Benefits are probably going to be quite remarkable in terms of curing diseases and that sort of thing. But at the same time, I sort of said I had reservations just about the idea of having a pig's heart inside my own body, even though, like, from a scientist's point of view, like, it's completely plausible. No religious at all. I think it's just sort of like it's a spiritual thing. Not religious in any way, but just sort of feel like you'd want it all to be human. And if we do have the laws to experiment with stem cell research, why can't we just use human stem cells to grow the heart? Why do we need a pig's heart, or something like that? I guess it's just my own moral beliefs, nothing to do on a science point of view. Because the science, when you learn the science side of things, it seems more than reasonable. But for some reason, it's just got in my head. I want it all to be human, I don't know why. So whereas you were quite for it, you were just like, whatever.
Yeah, the thing that disturbed me most was that obviously the media coverage of it and how sensationalist the media are. so that you get the point where people actually think that they might end up half human and half something else. They might actually be a person who is half some other animal or half a plant. And the media make people believe that kind of thing. So really it's the sensationalist reporting that's the problem. Because none of these crazy things are really going to happen. You're not going to get someone walking around that looks like it's got a pig's head or something. It just won't happen. And that's so people get worried about it, and then people start thinking, oh, scientists are mad and all this kind of stuff. That's the biggest problem with this kind of research, I think, cutting edge research.